Okay, this is Night Song, page 38, Alfred Adults Beginner, level 2. Let's take a quick listen to this, and then we'll talk about the details. And then at that point, we would go back. So this is, I'm going to stop right there really quick. This is the third bar on page 2 where the repeat signs come up. Right below that bar, it says after repeating, DC Al, and then it shows the little coda sign. So that means go back to the beginning, and it says this right here, repeat from the beginning to the coda symbol. So if we go back to the beginning, we're starting at the very beginning of the song, playing to the end of the second bar. So we play this part again. And now it says to the coda, which is the final bar on page 2. And this one says molto ritardando, which means you're really going to be slowing down a lot. Molto means much. Okay, so let's take a listen to the ending. And for that ending, you have a fermata, so you really want to hold that out until the tone fades out completely. Okay, so now we have the parts. There is one other thing I didn't mention while I was playing. The third bar on page 2, where it says DC, Al coda, and all that, there is a double repeat there. So what actually should probably be happening here is you do want to go back to the third bar on page 1 and repeat that middle section again, and then go back to the beginning and go to the coda. But for my students, that was just a quick being more accurate type of thing. As far as it goes for you, you can play it up to that part, go to the beginning, and jump to the coda. We don't need to do all that. Okay, let's take this piece by piece. Remember, you should be writing in the beats. So before we get rolling here, the time signature says there are 6 beats in every measure, and each eighth note equals 1 beat. So in measure 1, you have 6 eighth notes. That is your 6 beats. Because we're in 6/8 time, the dotted quarter note chords in the left hand are worth 3 beats apiece. Because in 4/4 time, they're normally worth 1.5 beats. But because we've changed the time signature, every value has basically doubled. So eighth notes are normally worth a half in 4/4 time. But now that we're in 6/8 time, eighth notes are worth 1. Since we've doubled that value of those notes, we've doubled the value of all notes. So 1.5 beats becomes 3, and so forth. 3 beats becomes 6. So hopefully you remember that. Okay, so as we do this again, I'm going to count and play the first bar. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. You'll notice on the 4th measure, when I hit that chord, I held it for 2 beats because quarter notes aren't worth 1 anymore. They're worth 2. We're doubling the values. So when you're counting this out, you should actually be able to count and play hands separately. So I'm going to do the chords now for the left hand and do the same exercise. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. If you can't do that with hands separate, do not try to put them together. You're not ready. Okay, now you should have the beats written in. And another thing, make sure that your hand position is high. So don't be doing stuff like moving up and back. Stay in a straight line as you play. So if I start here, my hand will end here when I'm down here. So watch my hand. You can see I'm just sliding over in a straight line. So focus on your technique there. Now the second bar of the song is basically the first bar, but we're starting on the E, which is in the middle, instead of the treble E that we began on. So now we're on middle E. Still keeping our hand up and in a straight line across. And you'll notice here as I move down, there's that first inversion chord, first inversion, and the final one we're actually going from here, skipping down to middle C with our pinky and E in the bass area. Okay? So another good practice, if I do this all from the beginning but play every broken chord as a solid chord, this is a great practice. So do blocked chord practicing. So you play the first chord, move to the second, move to the third, and so on. If you can do this, you can play it. It's not that hard. Goes back up, then I hit my fourth finger. Now I'm going to start on this E, practicing the broken chord stuff again. As long as you can do that, you could count in your head 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Alright, so all of those were first inversion chords. Same with the left hand as we play. You'll notice I'm moving my hand quicker and waiting for position. Do not practice by holding the chords for 3 beats and then right at the last second shift over. It's incorrect practice. You should immediately jump off this chord, be on the next chord waiting, always being ahead of the song. Okay? You can see how I'm moving early, all right? So make sure you're doing that. All right, so enough of that. All right, so that was the first 2 bars. Is there anything else we need to cover in that? Not really. You should be able to count and play these separately and then count and play them together. If you are having issues with those, reach out and text me. Okay, so let's look at the third bar where the main melody kicks in. So we're just going to take those 2 measures. If we can master just these 2 measures, we know the majority of the song because the rhythm structure of the left hand continually repeats in the next 2 measures, the next 2, 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 until the ending, until the last 3 measures on page, last 3 measures of the third bar on page 2. So we only need to really learn these 2 measures and we'll be able to play all of it if we can get it rhythmically correct. So we're starting on A in our left hand and we're just going up one at a time, but we're going quarter note, which is 2 beats in this time signature, then an eighth note, which is 1 beat, then another quarter, that's 2, then an eighth, and then we go to a dotted quarter, which is 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So there are 2 dotted quarters. So 1, 2, I'm going to count out the entire 2 measures. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now you shouldn't be trying to count these unless you have the beats written in. So just remember the quarter note gets 2, 1, 2. This is 3. This is 4, 5, and this one's 6. And on measure 2, we have the dotted quarter note, 1, 2, 3, and the other dotted quarter note, 4, 5, 6. So once you have those written in, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then in the right hand, we're doing first inversion chords again. So where are we starting? Here's middle C. We're going to be starting on treble C. E, and A. And these are dotted quarter notes. So 3 beats. 1, 2, 3. The next chord is A, C, and F. 4, 5, 6. And then we move down to G sharp, B, and E. And this is a dotted half note, which is normally worth 3, but since we're doubling it, we're holding it for 6 beats. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So let me talk about the technique on how you should move to these. Do not hit this one, holding it for 3 beats and then trying to slide over real quick. It's totally incorrect. Right when you hit this one, you should be jumping to the next one. So watch me. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1. You can see I was waiting on the other chords as I was counting. And that's the key. So if you're practicing that and you have a trouble moving early, don't count. Just practice going like this. Where you're maybe your rhythm's off a little bit, but you're practicing getting to that next position early. And when you feel like, okay, I'm pretty good, that's kind of in muscle memory now, then you can start counting. So let's look at the next 2 measures. Actually, I'm going to stay there for a second and talk about how you put the hands together here. So I would actually focus more on the left hand and then adding the right hand. So now I'm going to add just the first chord. And now I know on the 3rd note here, I'm going to add the 2nd chord. So, and now the final chord. So hopefully that makes sense. If you actually look at the rest of this song, watch this next part. It's the same as the first when we come to rhythm. Let's do the next 2 measures. And now look at the rhythms for this part. Still rhythms being the same, and now same rhythm, same rhythm. And then right about here, the last 3 measures on bar 3, things change. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3. And this is a low G. They even tell you what it is. 4, 5, 6. And your 2nd finger should already be on C here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, let's talk about the ending and the coda. And I apologize for the screaming cat in the background. All right, last part, last bar of page 2. We have this part again. So we're starting on A here. And this is middle C, by the way, just for reference. So we're doing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3. And then this part is weird. They show a little line here and they're telling you your left hand, okay, needs to move up into the treble clef. So the bottom note is B for your left hand, D, and G. Your right hand is actually going to slide up here to B, D, and G as well. So both hands are actually matching each other. That's a first inversion of a G chord. Then this one slides up to E, G, and C. And guess what the right hand's doing? The same thing. E, G, and C. And then we actually come back down to the E, G, and C here. That's middle C, by the way. And then the E, G, and C here. This is a rolled chord, so we're supposed to do that. And then we finally move down into the bass clef for both hands. The right hand will go to middle C and E, and the left hand is going to come down to low C and G, and we play together to finish. And remember to hold out your fermata, okay, until it kind of, the sound dissipates. Let it naturally end. Okay, now hopefully this gives you enough information to do this. If it doesn't, you know what to do. Give me a text, and we will do a quick session to figure out what's giving you trouble. All right, thanks for watching.